Hello everyone. So I'm back here to share with you the update on the week 7 of my master degree in Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Lund University. It was a quite busy week, so I'm sorry that the video is a bit late, but here it is. The week 7 was a great week to work with. We had plenty of guest lectures, so people that were using like Instagram to boost their traffic into their website and sell their products, to people using blogs. So it was really interesting to see that. I teamed up with a partner to create a business from scratch and many other stuff that happened. So I'm gonna share it with you just right now. So with no further ado, let's jump to it. Hey there, my fellow entrepreneurs. Thiago Mazil from BritzLink.com here. I'm really glad you guys are here. If you like this type of content, if you want to learn more about my master degree and all my journey as an entrepreneur, and or even learn more about online business and other types of business, marketing, etc., subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you get notified whenever I post a new video, which is pretty much every week, okay? So let's jump to it. So how was my week 7 within the program of Entrepreneurship and Innovation? And it started up by me partnering up with Finn, which is my partner. He's from Germany, and we're gonna work on a business idea that we'll create from scratch. And during the week 8, which is this week right now, we're working on the feasibility analysis of this project, and I'll tell you about week 8 in the next video. But for now, let's go back to week 7, all right? So we teamed up and we found a common idea because we previously pitched our ideas for all the class, and we teamed up with the people that we enjoyed the ideas and the person that you were going to work with. So we decided to team up, and I'm not going to share the idea so far, but whenever we work more on it and if we decide to release the idea, I'll definitely share it here with you guys, all right? So we had plenty of guest lectures during this week. It was amazing. So the first guest lecture was with an alumni of the program. It was with Giselle Azad, and she created the Scone Cosmetics company, which is pretty cool. They started with a concept that they would have this cosmetics using like hemp and weed. So that was a bit of a difficulty for them to first advertise the product in the internet because of the word weed as an ingredient, and it would definitely get blocked to paid advertisements or even to organic traffic. And that was definitely not a smart solution, and she had to remake the brand and everything in a way to not mention the weed within the product, so she could reach out more people even organically or in paid traffic because of that specific keyword. All right, so that was really nice stuff to learn, and currently she uses Instagram only to bring in traffic to her website, so she's not doing like paid advertisements. She grew up with the word of mouth and the power of Instagram. So nowadays she has like 5,000 followers, which is not much, but she manages to get a full-time income for herself, which is pretty great, right? So I'm gonna leave the link of her company in the description of this video. It's Scone, and you can definitely check their Instagram profile and follow them if you like their products, okay? So I'll do that. The second guest lecture, it was super interesting as well, was also with an alumni of the program. She's called Ingela Moritzen, and she has a company called Danji, which basically helps companies and people to get better customer or employee experience. So she helps to get all this data and help the company to improve their customer and employee experience among their chain. Okay, so it was pretty amazing to see that speech as well, and not like Gisela that drives her traffic mainly through Instagram. Ingela, she drives the traffic mainly from blog posts. So she became like the top on Google research in Sweden for customer and employee experience and how to improve that. and she started giving consultancy to big firms like Volvo, Sony, and many other companies, which is quite amazing for a startup to get such big clients. And she did that because people would find their services on their blog post, because she posted a lot of relevant content to it. She got really well ranked in Google because there was not much content out there related to that in the Swedish language. So she got ranked right on top of Google, which helped her a lot to bring traffic to the company and also to make deals outside of Google or anything. So she would just sell her services to other clients, and that's pretty much how she drives traffic, working with blog SEO, and that's pretty much how she did it, which is amazing, because if you're creating an online business, that's all you want to hear, right? It's like SEO does work, blog posts do drive traffic to your website. You just need to do stuff right and rank for certain keywords that are good for your niche. All right, so yes, there's plenty of good stuff to be made right there. So you saw one just using Instagram, the other one using blog posts. Well, in my opinion, why not combining both, right? That would be the best scenario ever, but you have to give the right focus to get ranked in both of them and drive enough traffic to sustain your business. All right, so after that, we got some speech about the library resources, and there are plenty of amazing tools actually. So if you ever go to Lund University, that's a great resource because they have lots of platforms to use from. I'm just going to give one example that it's Passport they call, but you can have access to Euromonitor, which gives you statistics and analytics of markets and everything. That's pretty cool for you to make a market analysis, for example. When I used to work for Deloitte, we used that a lot to make market research and create reports for our customers to make like 5-year plans or even 1-year forecast or whatever related to their business. All right, so it's pretty cool to do that. If you're starting up a business and you want to learn more about your market, you'll have access to those top types of reports, which are quite amazing, and you don't find them really often around on the internet for free. So that's pretty cool resource. So if you're considering Lund University or any other university, you should check with their library what kind of resources they have for students. All right, so you might get well on that. So we had another mentor workshop with Camila Deguer. It was like about virtual networking and how you can improve that experience. And she brought something really nice about values as well, which is the Ikigai. But the thing is, if you want me to talk more about Ikigai, I can make another video on it because there's too much to say about it. So I'll leave it for another video, right? But it was a really interesting workshop. I'll probably create a blog post around that, okay? So after that, we had another guest lecture with Jan-Erik Solem. He's the founder of Mapillary, and his story was quite amazed, all right? So he created his first company in the tech industry as well. He was responsible for creating the face recognition technology, and he sold his first company to Apple. That's why Apple phones, they created that face recognition to unlock the phone, and that technology came from his company. So it was quite a big startup that he created, and he sold well. He worked for 3 years after that for Apple, so he shared a bunch of stories with us, and he had great experience on creating companies. And the second company he created, because while he was working for Apple, he saw that there was a need to improve the maps, even for Apple devices or any other services. Like there is Google, of course, just walking around the streets and filming the streets, but it is pretty tough. There are regions that they don't have that available because Google has to send a car to map out the streets, and that takes time and resources, right? So it's pretty tough. So he created Mapillary so people could simply film their streets and post their videos there to help map their city. If their city is not mapped by Google, for example, they can do it manually, and then share the resources with the community so everyone can have access to that map, digital map. And he also provided a tool that during the images they can recognize where are some specific stuff. So there is a mailbox right here, there is a fire extinguisher right here, so it can help like firefighters to map all the fire hoses that they can set up, and so on and so forth. And that Mapillary company was recently purchased by Facebook, so it did like some really great companies and so to really big players in the industry. So it was a really interesting guest lecture. We learned much from it, and I was really happy to have him on board and talk to us, right? So after that, we had a guest lecture also with Johanna Aronsson. She is a VP marketing at the Mentimeter. If you don't know Mentimeter, it's a really cool resource if you're doing like online presentations, and it kind of gets boring, right, to do just presentation and like a monologue or something. So Mentimeter is a way that you can make more interaction with your public, right? So you post a link for them to use in a code, and they can you can do like polls online, and people can see the results like live, right? So if someone votes, it will show up, like of course confidentially, but it shows up in the section or in the way you set up the poll, and people can see the results going back and forth, and that's pretty awesome. So she was mainly talking about marketing and sales, and how Mentimeter was created and the story of Mentimeter, so we can ask some questions as well, how it works and what is good about their business model and etc. So it was really interesting. All right, so we also had Angela Moritzen back here with us to talk about customer journey, and she gave us a great walk through the customer journey process and how you create a good customer journey, which is quite important, because if you have a company and you can map out the customer journey to see how they're dealing, if they're having some problems, if they like something, if they dislike something, so you can create the best journey possible so you can get the fidelity of your customers, right? So it's quite important, and it was quite nice. And for the week 8, I'm gonna come up with a new video to show you guys, but we are definitely working on our feasibility analysis, and I'll show you next week what types of exercises we did, what we covered on the feasibility analysis, and we can go more in depth on that. And that was pretty much for this week. And on the week 8, I also met with my mentor, and that was a great talk that we had, and I hope to share with you guys. Maybe someday I can interview him and bring it to the channel. So if you want me to do that, just leave a comment, interview with the mentor, and I can ask him to be on board and come and shoot a video with me here, so we can share his experiences here with you guys as well. All right, so that was the week 7. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want me to talk something in more depth, just leave a comment down below, ask him what you want to hear more about, and I can share with you guys in the next videos. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, leave me one of these bad boys right here and subscribe to the channel. All right, so I see you guys on my next video.